Hey, good morning, everyone. Welcome to More Than Just Task Management, your favorite, mostly daily podcast that is helping you build a thriving business with me, Anna Angelova, business coach and consultant, and Joris Minasvan. Morning, Joris.
Good morning, Anna. Good morning, everyone. Happy Sunday. What a beautiful sunny day it is.
It's very beautiful here. It's very, like, yesterday was so gloomy, and
Mm.
we apologize for not jumping in live yesterday and recapping the week because here's these things happen, right? Like we are all humans, and when we don't do things when we do them, right? Like as planned, when we're used to doing these things in the morning, then the day goes on, and suddenly it's like, oh, how about the podcast, right? So it shows we're human, and we're here today though. And because we skipped yesterday, today will be a combination of what we do usually on Saturdays, doing a little bit of recap of what happened last week. So you can actually see if you missed anything interesting and if you want to go back and listen to the episode. And also looking ahead, what are we planning for the next 5 days? So, with no further ado, what happened last week? Last week, our focus was all about helping you build a thriving business. And
Mm.
actually, a few of the episodes were really foundational. Like the first three episodes, like they were really foundational. And we started with discussing your business model, right? On Monday, we talked about what are the things that should be included in a business model. And we took a look at the different canvas options you have. So
Mm.
I would call it original business model canvas, and then also the lean canvas. And we shared why we actually use the lean canvas
Mm.
as a way to look at our business model. And what's helpful about whether you use the original business model canvas or the lean canvas, what's helpful is that on one page, like the idea is that on one page you can see your business, you can
Mhm.
see your customer segments, you can see cost and revenue, right? You can see the
Mhm.
both sides. You
Yeah.
can see your value proposition, solution, all these kind of things. You can see them on one
Competition.
page.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. You can see this on one page, and it's really helpful. So if you missed this one, I would highly recommend, actually, if you missed any of the episodes last week, go and listen to
Mhm.
them. They're really
Mhm.
valuable, but this one is foundational. And this is one of the things we do with our clients, right? We
Mhm.
actually, even with one of our current clients, because this client is starting almost from ground zero. And it's fantastic actually because we can build with such strong foundations. But even with
Mhm.
other clients we have, we always look at, do you actually have a business model? If not,
Yep.
let's build it. Like,
Mhm.
this is foundational. You're
Absolutely.
missing one of your
It's foundational.
foundations.
Absolutely. 100%. There's no, like, without a plan, you're not going anywhere. Without and the business model is part of that plan, and it's a very important part of that plan. It gives you clarity, and I think one of the things that we found when we were doing our business model, we actually changed the direction we were going to. Remember, we were building a product, and just going through the exercise of five different business models, we brought it down to two, and understanding those two, we understood that we have to completely change the direction of the product we were building. So it's very important. It's like pivotal.
It is. And the
Yeah.
business model, one of the beauties of the business model, it's not just for you to have something nice, right? It's how you use it after that. And as we were going through ours, we went through a few steps to verify it and validate it, right? To make sure that even before we do any work and invest any money, time, whatever it is, we actually
Mm.
made sure that the business model makes sense. That yes, this is a problem that's worth solving, and then also that financially it makes sense. That yes, for this price we need this number of people or customers,
Mm.
right? And it makes sense. It yes, it's doable. It's not something that it turns out that, oh, wait a minute, it's actually not viable, right? It's not
Mhm.
viable, feasible, all these things. So
Mm.
absolutely,
Yeah.
really, really key. And again, if
Mm.
you missed the episode, it was Monday, which should have been April 21st. So yeah,
Mhm.
go and listen to this one. And then Tuesday, April 22nd, we covered another foundational one, and this one is optimizing your customer journey. So if you think about your customer journey and how you ultimately find your clients, like attract them, convert them to clients, and deliver after that, delivering on the basics is really, really key. Like this is non-negotiable, but then how can you optimize it, right? Like this is what we discussed on Tuesday.
Yeah, imagine a customer that you've delivered consistently very well. How do you woo them? How do you take them to the next level? And this is what's also important. And I think we also talked about identifying the top 20% of their customers that bring most of your revenue. And we talked about how we can do that with data. And this is also very important because you only have so much time during a week or during a day. Where do you want to focus that time? And I think for you to spend the time on the right customer set, I think it's very important. And we can help with that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
And if you missed it, so this was April 22nd, optimizing your customer journey. So you can go back and listen to that episode. And Wednesday was again, I call this foundational, but these are foundational. We actually moved to talking about vision statements. And I know there is a lot of confusion when everyone is saying, oh, the mission vision statement, like what are differences and things like this. And we did discuss this on Wednesday and talked about the components of a vision statement. And the vision statement is future oriented. It's what you are striving for as an organization. And similarly to the business model, it's something that you want to have, and also something that it's not just, oh, you have it in a document or you put it on a wall somewhere in the office and that's it. No, like it's something that really drives every decision. It's included in every meeting invite, and it really needs to be ingrained in your company, in your culture. So yeah, if you miss this one, and if you don't have a vision statement, go and listen to this one for sure. If you do have a vision statement, listen to it as well, because you might want to revisit. As much as vision statements are pretty static in a way, right? Because it's something that we want to achieve in 3 years. Is not even 3 years is too short a period, if you ask me. Like it's 5-10 years, right? Like it's a vision. It's a big audacious, like even bigger and hairier and more audacious than your 3-year BHAG. The vision statement is something that goes for like at least 10 years. Like this is something. So go and revisit yours, actually. Make sure that it has all the necessary components and that it's still valid, it's still relevant, that it still drives you, and that it's incorporated in everything you do.
Yeah, and we also talked about what's the difference between vision and a mission. I think we also mentioned that the mission is what what you do every day to achieve the vision. And a lot of people, they mistaken these two, and I think we clarified the difference of those two. So yeah, go listen to our. It was a very fruitful session. I really liked that.
Yeah, absolutely. Go and listen to this one. And then Thursday, we discussed another important part of running a business, and this is finances. It's related to finances, and specifically we focused on the profit first idea and framework. And I love profit first. I love it. I implemented it for the business, and I even implemented a version of profit first for my personal finances, and highly recommend. We discussed this even on Thursday during the conversation. If you haven't read the book, read it, and implement profit first. Implement it. It's absolutely a game changer for any business. Like we've talked with so many business owners who or people who have had businesses, and it couldn't withstand things and failed. And you even mentioned an example of someone who moved to being an independent contractor, and then at the end of the year was like, okay, I need to go back to full-time because I'm not managing my finances properly. The profit first system gives you a way to manage your finances, your cash flow, and it's like unbelievable. Like really recommend it. If you missed this episode, go and watch it. Thursday was what? April 24th.
Yeah, the anniversary of Armenian genocide, which I missed as well. But yeah, just wanted to say that political part of it.
Yeah, and then Thursday, sorry, this was Thursday, right? So, and Friday, we kind of, well, not kind of, Friday, we wrapped up the conversations related to building a thriving business with key performance indicators. And I know we said 5, but Joris, with all your experience and everything you mentioned, we talked about so many for a manufacturing business, right? We talked about measures for manufacturing, what you need to pay attention to as a manufacturing business. And I really loved how you focused on, yes, OEE is something that everyone in manufacturing knows about, but then the way you focused on safety and quality as indicators that, like, in a way, they roll up so much inside of them, but they can give you like just 2 indicators, like safety and quality, that can give you so much visibility. And I loved our conversation. You shared so much, and actually you see that the past week our conversations, they have been 20-minute conversations. Like we do want to deliver value, and it looks like that 5 to 10 minute conversation it's not an easy thing to do. Like, so you notice that the past week we've talked about all these things for quite a bit of time. So go back, listen to any of the episodes you missed and you were interested in. And again, if you are in manufacturing, the episode from April 25th is for you. If you're not in manufacturing, you have a choice. Like if you're focusing on other things, like you can skip the episode, but then go back to it at some point, because learning, like thinking about having conversations. This is actually something. Friday I had lunch with one of my classmates, and we were talking about how helpful it is that, yes, you want to be in an environment where you have other people who are in the same line of business and do similar things. But then also there is a lot of gold in being an environment where there are people with different businesses, and someone says that it's from a completely different business. So you might be in services, not manufacturing, but the idea that, let's say we talked about quality in manufacturing, this might spark an idea for you that applies to services. So yeah, even if you're not in manufacturing, whenever you have time, I know we're biased, but highly recommend listening to this, because it might spark some ideas that you never really thought about. And this is where breakthrough comes from. Actually, breakthrough and innovation. I think it was in Dorie Clark's book on the one. Oh, I forgot the title of the book. Give me just a second. Like she was mentioning Dorie Clark books. Stand out, how to find your breakthrough idea and build a following around it. There she mentioned that, and there were some examples that a lot of innovation and ideas, they don't come from the core. Like people who are really into the field, they get and this is normal, right? It's not just happening to some people, it happens to all of us. When we're really into that, into our own world, into our own bubble, we don't see things. Like we don't, I think this is it's saying that you can't see the label when you are inside of the jar. Like you need someone outside of the jar to see the label, to see things differently. And in her book, Stand Out, there are examples of people who came from even completely different industry, completely different world, into another world, and they brought so much freshness, and they connected dots that the people who were in that industry, in that space, they couldn't really think about. So I know I made this a little bit long, but this is the point ultimately. Even if we talk about a business industry that's not related to yours, there is value in listening to these things, because you never know where something will spark an idea for you.
Very well put. Very well put. So yeah, we missed the Saturday due to personal reasons for myself, and we apologize for that. We haven't missed a session for a long time, but this is what life. We're normal people. We have lives, and we have families as well. So that was my bad. Apologize for that. So for the second half of this, what are we doing? We're setting up next week. Is that what we're doing?
Yes, yeah. So for next week, we are switching gears. So we are moving a little bit away from talking about like business systems and business things and how to build a business, and we are focusing on leadership specifically. And we will start the week. So tomorrow we are starting with focusing on the quarterback. And like the draft just finished. Like we actually, for the first time, we watched the NFL draft, and it was an interesting experience. So we're focusing on you, the business owner, the leader. Tomorrow, the episode will be related to things that you do for self-leadership, for personal growth, to make sure that the MVP is taken care of. And the thing is that you can't really lead others when you're running on empty, right? You need self-leadership to be able to empower others, to be able to lead others. So this is what we're starting with. We start the week with focusing on you. How do you lead yourself first? And continuing in a little bit with this theme of leading yourself first, the topic or the conversation on Tuesday, so we don't have the topic at the moment, the specific topic, but the conversation on Tuesday will be related to holographic leadership. So if you are curious what holographic leadership is, join us on Tuesday to find out more about it. And then after that, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, this is where we move towards how you lead others. And Wednesday will be all about building high-performing teams, how you build and lead high-performing teams. Thursday will be all about cultivating a growth-oriented culture in your business. And Friday is leading beyond the business, leading at home, leading socially, locally, whatever it is. So
Your children.
yeah, exactly. So this is what's ahead for the next 5 days. We are, as I said, we are switching gears and we are moving towards conversations related to leadership. And it's really, really important because ultimately we are all leaders. And the question is, do we lead by default, like unconsciously, or do we show up consciously as the leaders we want to be? And to help you answer this question and to help you be a conscious leader who really leads knowing what you want, where you're going, where you're taking yourself and the people you have, whether it's family or your team, the business. We have very insightful conversations, I'm sure. And
when you make these leaderships part of your thought process, you do it automatically, and regardless of where you are, whether you're sitting at the table at a social dinner or at the conference room with C-suite, or sitting at the dinner table with your children in your backyard, it's your thoughts. It's not something that you have to trigger to apply. It's the way you think. It's the way you talk. It's the way words come out of your mouth. And it automatically applies to everything that you do, and it's not fake anymore. And everybody realizes that it becomes so genuine. It takes you to the next level. So tune in next week. We have a lot of good stuff for you. Hopefully you'll take advantage of those. Subscribe, listen, share, and happy Sunday. It's a beautiful, beautiful sunny Sunday here in Toronto. Well, Richmond Hill. And yeah.
Absolutely. I second that. Tune in next week. And if you haven't subscribed yet, subscribe. If you are a subscriber, thank you. We really appreciate having you here and we love hearing from you. So any feedback, any ideas, anything that you want us to cover, let us know. We are here to help you build a thriving business, because this is like what we truly believe, that business, small, mid-sized businesses, they are the backbone of the economy. They are also the heartbeat of our communities, and they're so important. So we're here for you. Let us know, and we will let you enjoy your Sunday, and we'll be back with you bright and early tomorrow morning, Monday. If you are in Canada, by the way, remember to vote if you haven't voted yet. Tomorrow is election day for the federal elections, so go and cast your vote. And if you are wondering, oh, do I go? Does it matter? Go and vote. This is something that we all have as a privilege and responsibility. So just a reminder for our Canadian listeners, tomorrow is voting date, so go vote.
I can't forget, because my daughter texts me every hour. Dad, you're going to be here at 3:45 tomorrow. We have to go at 4 o'clock. We have to go even after dinner last night. So remember, when are you going to be at home tomorrow? I'm like, 4-ish. She goes, yes. Good. Remember. So she's so adamant about the voting. Yeah. All right.
That's fantastic. That's fantastic. It's because there's so many younger people who are not interested and a bit apathetic about this. So yeah.
When they were children, I used to grab their hands and walk them to the vote. They would come with me for voting. So it's like an experience, like travel for them.
Oh, this is what we used to do as well. Like when we were kids, my parents took me and my brother as well. Like we would drop the ballot and everything. It is an experience, and when you grow up with these kind of experiences, it stays with you. You go and vote at like local, federal elections and all these kind of things. And when it's something you care about, the vote is the least thing you can do. And then from there, there's so many things. But we are getting into a bit of a different conversation. So. Thank you for listening to this episode, for being with us, and we'll be back bright and early tomorrow morning with a conversation related to self-leadership. Bye, everyone.
Bye, Anna. Bye, everyone.
Bye.